Our third speaker, we have Mr. Rupinder Singh, CEO of Biohouse Solutions. With his life motto to have fire in the belly and spread it around, Mr. Singh has 25 years of experience across MNCs. He has been the Regional Director Asia of Kerry Group and BD Bioscience. He has worked with several startups, including his own venture, and got investors an ROI of 15x in 4 years. He is a recipient of several awards, including Braveheart Award 3 times in the row at BD Bioscience and has been featured in several magazines and media coverages. It's a great honor to have you, sir.
Thank you, Saksham.
So next, I would like to invite Mr. Rupinder Singh for the presentation.
Yeah, thank you, Saksham. First of all, I really appreciate that you gave me this opportunity to interact with the students. I love to interact with the students. Reason is, when I see them, when I talk to them, I also go back to my college days, university days, so I kind of go back in the memory lane. Well, I'm a biotechnologist. I'm a gold medalist biotechnologist from Punjab University, Chandigarh. And I was also All India entrance topper for biotech exam. And then I got into Lupin R&D. So I worked there in Lupin R&D for 5 years. Uh, I filed 4 Indian patents, 1 PCT application. Uh, from very beginning of my career, I always wanted to be entrepreneur. So what happened was, after finishing my Lupin work, I went to a multinational company by name Becton Dickinson. BD is $8 billion US multinational. So I was heading BD Biosciences business for them. After BD, there is another company by name Kerry. So it's a $8 billion Irish multinational. So I started as India head, but when I left, I was regional director Asia with Kerry. So I was heading, entire Asia region, and in Kerry, the Asia was even Australia and up to South Korea. It was all part of my territory. So I was doing very well, but I always wanted to have my own biotech company. So, it was a very difficult decision. But one fine Monday morning, I decided to hang my shoes and go for entrepreneurship along with two of my friends. I started Biohouse 10 years back. So it started with a trading organization. Uh, we kept growing pretty well, but then, these 9-10 years have been exceptionally enriching. So I learned a lot, in terms of entrepreneurship, uh, uh, cash flows, uh, how to really go about the commercial expansion of the company. And then 3 years back, I had investors in my organization, and I have got some huge investors into the company now. Some of the guys from ex Morgan Stanley, some of the guys from Adani Group, uh, 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 so then Aventor MD. So a lot of big investors. So I'm learning ropes with them now. I will share my screen. So can you see my screen now? Can you see my screen?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So I have got a very small presentation. I thought I should be sharing with the students and tell them that, where the biotech industry is heading. This talk I had recently given to IIT Delhi students. That was last month. Uh, so my message to the students is, you need to learn the game. And when we say learn the game, first of all, it has to be part of your passion. So whatever you are doing, and I understand that, these are very bright students from DTU, Department of Biotechnology. So whatever they do, they must ensure that it should be something which they can do 24/7 into 365. You should not get into something which you do not like. And if you are get into that group, please come out of that as fast as possible, because you will be burning money, time, and some of your precious years. So it has to be something which you really like, and you can create a lot of value around it. So first point is passion. The second one, once you are into your passion area, it's very important that you may have passion for something, but unless you uh, put your best and perform, that passion is of no use. Ultimately you may dream for anything, but unless you execute, unless you perform your best, I don't think you can go anywhere. So the second point is, if you have passion for something, then perform your best. That's extremely important. Number three, when you will perform very well, uh, you will attract a lot of people, like-minded people, or people who are working in the same area. So you tend to create network. So it's extremely important for all the students to ensure that they create network. Most of the students, what happens is, uh, once they pass out, then they expect that something should happen. But I would say other way around. Even when you enter that particular field, for example, if you start biotechnology at DTU or IIT or wherever, start building your network. Start finding out people, mentors, seniors who have gone through that journey, who have put immense value into that work. So start networking with them from day one. Then what will happen, if you are performing very well, if you are network, then people will get attracted to your passion. So people will like your work, people will get attracted to you, and that is the time you build them. So so it's like, creating an energy, and when people arrive, then you utilize that opportunity. So build them means use it for your opportunity, for negotiation, for whatever. And this is only possible if you are performing your best, if you are networked well, if you have people who are liking your work. And most of the other seniors, panel members, I'm sure will agree with this. Nobody likes somebody, who is just there for the job. People like those people who are really creating value, who are bringing value to the table. When people start recognizing you, you negotiate and then judge, and then create value for yourself as well as for the organization. So I'm using, create value. It's extremely important for all of us to create value. I come across a lot of students or a lot of employees who come and they expect a lot of things, but what they tend to do not realize is what value they are creating for the organization. Uh, and if you're creating value for the organization, you will get value out of it. So entrepreneur is somebody who will start the business, but then employee also can create a lot of value for themselves as well as organization. So they should work as intrapreneur. Okay. Just a quick stat on biotech in India. And when I started my biotech journey, the funny thing is, I heard from people that, in US, biotech, and that was 95, that, biotech is one of the upcoming areas. So we used to, talk to each other, yaar, isme koi scope hai yaar? Will we get the right kind of job once we pass out? But things have changed from there. So today, a lot of money is being pumped into biotechnology. And just to give you just two recent examples, I had put this on LinkedIn post as well. Pfizer and Moderna is going to create $32 billion worth of uh, revenue only from the COVID vaccine. This is just one example. Similarly, the diagnostic industry, who have put COVID test forward in the market and they got a product approved. Some of the companies have zoomed from 5 crore turnover to 150, 200 crore turnover just within a span of 8 to 9 months, because they could bring out diagnostic products in India to the table. Uh, so if you look at India, R&D remains 0.8% of GDP, which is still a smaller number compared to a lot of other developed nations. But good thing is it has quadrupled in last 20 years. So it is actually increasing as we progress. Biotech industry currently is around $51 billion, and this data is from Global Bio, which had happened at the beginning of the year. Uh, and which aims to be around $100 billion by 2025. So there is tremendous scope for the biotechnology sector. 55,000 students graduate every year. And what is important to note is the patient-driven market remains extremely strong. So healthcare, diagnostic, even AI-related support to the diagnostic and healthcare, all this is expanding big time. What are the themes which are doing very well? Of course, data analytics, artificial intelligence, food. Now, when I talk about food or diagnostic or healthcare, we have 1.35 billion people to be served. We have to give them medicine, we have to give them healthcare, we have to give them diagnostic, we have to give them food, we have to give them nutrition. So scope is immense for those students who are really into it, and if they dive deep into this universe, I'm sure they can get right kind of opportunities. There are around 1,500 biotech startups. Uh, some people put this number at 2,000, but the idea is that biotech startups are growing pretty fast. In India, there are around 9,000 startups as of now, all across various fields, and out of that, almost around 2,000 startups are from biotech sector. And BioRec has supported 316 startups, and we are also one of the company who have been funded by BioRec for a couple of our projects. Not taking too much time, so I'm just trying to summarize now. So what is the right way to go for the students? Number one, start early. And most of the guys, students and everyone, they miss the bus, in earlier years. So these years are extremely important. You should not wait for your degree to be over and this to happen, then that will happen, and after that I will do that, after that I will do that. Don't go for that. uh, so most of the guys who are immensely successful in any sector, you talk about Elon Musk, you talk about any successful guy, Warren Buffett, they have all started early, and you are all a bunch of bright students. So ensure that you are starting that early. Whatever you have started liking, start doing something for that particular field as early as possible. Network fast. Don't expect that people will come चिराग ढूंढने के लिए आएंगे दूर से, and no, you have to network with the world. You have to go out and reach to the outside world for your field. So network fast. Do have mentors. It's always good to have mentors, good mentors, as early as possible. I will give you an example. uh, if you play with a tennis star, national tennis star, after 2 months you will also have a shot, which the other guy will be like puzzled, ki ye kahan se mara shot, because the guy who is weaker learns faster from the mentor. So practice with the people who are better than you. So always have mentor in your life in whatever things you are doing. Communication is key. For example, what we are doing today for these 2 hours is all about communication. So if your communication is of high quality, it will add a lot of value. So make sure that your communication skills are good. Build your image from day one. That's very important. uh, on the right side, I have 3 points which are extremely important. Make money and money. So if you are into something where a lot of big monetary transactions are happening, and if you're choosing that field, you will get more money. For example, somebody who is into a consulting job with mergers and acquisitions, and he's doing a merger between two biotech companies or healthcare companies. So he is also going to get huge bonus out of it. So try to get into something where there is huge value which is being created. Find problems, understand what is going around you, and try to find out the problem areas and then offer solutions for those. Knowledge, people say knowledge is power. Of course, knowledge is power. But applying knowledge is the actual power. If you have knowledge and if you're not using it for any purpose, it's of no use. Uh, so right way to choose career, search options, match your interest, basic nature. Hard work is not enough. Direction is extremely important. Everybody does hard work. So I'm not saying don't do hard work. Hard work is must, but in the right direction. Self-awareness is must. Go for the best experience, even if salary is less in the beginning. So if you're great at something and if you're passionate about it, go for it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. I think these words will motivate all of us. So next we have Dr. Shailesh Deshpande for our presentation.
Okay, hello everybody. I think Mr. Rupinder has summed up really well, and Rashmi and Ada has also given a good idea.